Good morning, everybody, on this Wednesday morning on Giants Sports Talk Live morning edition. Giants.
Wasn't sure what day it was.
Giants win yesterday evening. A lot of home runs. Ball was flying all over the park over there. What is it now? American Family Field or whatever. Miller Park. I'm going to call it Miller Park because that's what I know it is. But yes, the ball was flying in Milwaukee. Giants hit 3 home runs. How many did I think the Blue Jays? What am I saying? The Brewers, I think, hit 2, if I'm not mistaken. But the Giants came up on top 5-4 yesterday. What'd you think of the game?
Yeah, Chirios and Adames had home runs yesterday for the Milwaukee Brewers. The San Francisco Giants, they got long balls from Chapman, Yastrzemski, and McRae again. You said still out on McRae, but I like what I see.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. I want to see more of it. That's the key.
That's
more
right.
of it.
I didn't necessarily like my starting pitching yesterday. Logan Webb is what he is. Everybody, praises this guy, and I think he's number 2, 3 pitcher in other teams. Eric Duvall, Roop, Rogers, and Walker. They were in the game yesterday. When I say Rogers, I mean Tyler Rogers, who got to pitch again.
I think we see his name every single game.
Apparently a game goes by, I don't see a T. Rogers on the scoreboard. But anyway, the bullpen was decent yesterday. Webb is what he is. We were lucky we won, but a win is a win. 5-4 yesterday. We do it all over again today. It's one of many games. Busy slate of action today in the major leagues. Let's start with the Giants and wrap it up with the Giants. Today, Kyle Harrison and Freddie Peralta, Eric, they will hook up at a pitcher's matchup again over at where?
American Family Field, right? Something like that?
Miller
Park!
There you go.
There you go. Miller Park.
Giants are 1 game over 500. We'll talk off the back end about that one in more detail. But what else we got going on today in Major League Baseball, Mr. Romo?
Let's check it out. See what we got here right there off the top.
Hey, are you the Romo who does Sunday football?
No.
Oh, that's a different Romo?
One of these days it will pay off. One of these days.
Don't leave me hanging yet.
All right, here we go. This one's a little bit weird. My understanding what here, it says 210, but then you got the 9:30 games here. I don't understand.
Yeah,
the suspended game. That's what it is.
Yeah, but the game does go at 9:30 Pacific time, so that's an early start for us tomorrow. I mean, today, Eric.
But they're showing the suspended game from yesterday.
Wait a sec. I thought the doubleheader was tomorrow.
I don't know. They got it up here though. We'll just not look at that one. How about that? There we go. We won't even look at that one.
Oh, it's a Wednesday doubleheader. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, maybe.
My stats are only showing 1 game.
Yeah, it shows it down here, the 5-10 one.
So, all right, see?
Whatever.
You can't believe what you read on the internet. So today there will be a doubleheader, and apparently tomorrow, if I get up early, it won't matter because I'll do the show, go back to bed. There is no 9:30 game tomorrow. Today, the Chicago Cubs take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Chicago 67-66, Cubs 62-70. Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs. But it's always worth watching, Eric. Today, Paul Skeens gets the start, 8-2.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch.
Oh, the ERA! Wow! ERA 2.16.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good, isn't it? That kid's going to be special, no doubt about it. It's always exciting to watch when he goes. It's the same thing with the other kid. Who's the one that just came back yesterday afternoon? What was his name? Remember, he just came off the Jared Jones. He's another one.
Pittsburgh, that's right. Yeah, another Pirate.
They got some young pitching there in Pittsburgh, so we'll see what they do with that here in the next couple of years. They could be on the verge of something special. Same thing with the Reds. Reds just need to think a little bit more starting pitching.
Well, we'll find out if Paul Skeens or Kyle Hendricks, for that matter, got enough beauty sleep last night. How many strikeouts? They're going against the Cubs. What's your prediction on the over-under for Paul Skeens today? I go
I don't know.
9. I think he's going to have a good day.
Chicago's been playing some really good baseball, so it might be a little bit less than 9. Yeah, I'll go 7. 7.
Okay, we'll check it out tonight on the show.
There we go.
All right.
Well, I'll check it out tonight on the show.
Yeah, I won't be here.
I'll tell you what. You call me from Oracle Park, and we could talk about it.
I'll go on the show live from actually the
Oh,
concert.
yeah.
I'll be at the Oracle Park, but for a concert. All right, what else we got going in Major League Baseball? I think you got something going cooking in Cleveland today.
Yeah, Cleveland in a few hours here. You got the Kansas City Royals going up against the Cleveland Guardians. Those two teams are tied for the top of the AL Central. You got Michael Waka going up against Tyner Bibby. Is it Bibby or Bibby? I'm pretty sure it's Bibby. But it should be a fun match. Those two teams are slugging it out for who will be the king of the AL Central.
See, I thought it was Tanner Beebe.
I think it's
BB gun.
I think it's BB.
You know, but don't stick your tongue to the pole when it's cold.
No, don't do that.
All right, Houston at Philly. That's a 105 Pacific start today. Spencer, Eric Getty, and T1 Walker. Game in Philadelphia, 105. I don't really care. I don't like Houston. I'm not a big fan of Philly. Let's move on to the game in Seattle.
And we got Tampa Bay Rays facing off against the Seattle Mariners this afternoon. We got Tyler Alexander going for the Rays and Luis Castillo going for Seattle. Yeah, it's a game. It sounds bad. Look, I understand, but Seattle, I think their days are getting close for it. They're not going to be in the competition for that AL West, but who knows? We'll see. Still plenty of baseball left.
Eric, I think you and I both agree. Baseball playoff edition can't come soon enough.
Oh man, just
some of these games I got to talk about. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah, and it sucks when it gets
LA Angels, Detroit, Griffin Canning, Mason Englert. They will hook up today in Oakland's in Cincinnati. If you want to watch it, it's on TV. What's cooking in Washington?
Well, I tell you what. How about Cincinnati?
I took.
You took. Oh, gotcha.
You weren't listening.
If you got Amazon Prime, you could watch this game on Prime Video.
Mm-hmm.
You got the New York Yankees, who were upset by the Washington Nationals yesterday by Patrick Corbin, the guy who's not having a very good time in Washington, but he pitched 6 great innings. Was able to beat the Yankees. So that was something. You got Carlos Rodon, former San Francisco Giant, facing off against Mackenzie Gore this afternoon in Washington.
It's going to be a game at Fenway Park this afternoon as well. Chris Bassett will pitch for the Blue Jays. You know, it wasn't that long ago, Eric. Well, maybe a decade, maybe 15 years. Well, maybe. Okay, let's start again. It was a long time ago, Eric, when this used to be a monumental game. Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore. Chris Bassett, he's 9-12 up against Brian Bellows, 11-6. Game will be broadcast on Nesson and up in Canada on Sportsnet, also on the MLB network. So that one, satellite dishes are going to be moving around everywhere, trying to pick up that game. Blue Jays at Fenway Park today. Gets underway our time here in the Bay at 4:10.
Yeah, and then a little bit later, almost evening time, 4:40 Pacific, Atlanta Braves face off against the Minnesota Twins. Braves were able to win it yesterday in extras. They had a 4-run inning in the 10th. Were able to get that win against Minnesota. Today, you got Chris Sale going for the Atlanta Braves. You know what that means. You know what that means. It's probably going to be a win day for the Braves. He's facing off against David Festa for the Twins. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the Minnesota Twins. Look, it's not impossible, but Chris Sale is having a Cy Young type season. I would say Atlanta Braves will take it, which means, if other teams lose, specifically the Giants, that just puts more space in between the Giants and the Braves. So we'll see how that finishes in Atlanta later in the evening.
Eric, there are two teams this year that I have not been able to figure out. The New York Mets, they continue to win after they were arguably the worst team in baseball. And this Atlanta Brave team, imagine where they would be, Eric, if their big dogs were let out. All the guys that are injured. They lost their players, Eric.
They lost. Spencer Strider, Ronald Acuna Jr., Austin Riley. We said this before, Michael Harris.
Yeah.
He was out for a lot of period. He's back now, but he was out a large part of the season. Ozzie Albies. I mean, they're missing key players, and they're still out there getting it done, man. It speaks to the organization of the Atlanta Braves, man. They put together a hell of a roster.
Well, one thing, their management, two teams, Atlanta and San Diego. It seems like if a guy goes down with a hangnail, they make a move. They go out and get somebody immediately who's a quality talent. Now, don't get me going. I'm just going to jump off that train and move on to the next game. But it is San Diego. They're going to be playing today in St. Louis. That game over at Busch Stadium. I've never seen a game at Busch Stadium and probably wouldn't like it because it's hot. 91 degrees for the game. That will feature Joe Musgrove, 4-4, 4.44 ERA. The fours are wild. Man, he's got not a full house. He's got 5 of a kind. 4-4 with a 4.44 ERA on my roster here. 6-6 pitcher Andre Palante. Is that how you say his name?
Palante. I'll say Palante.
3.84 ERA. That one today. St. Louis, San Diego, still one of the hottest teams in baseball. The over-under 8.5. That should be a high-scoring game. So don't be surprised if it goes over the over-under today. 8.5. San Diego at St. Louis. We'll take a look at the standings in a minute, but St. Louis, they're continuing to do well, Eric.
Yeah. Hold on. Joe Musgrove is 4-4 with a 4.44 ERA, and the game time is at 4:45.
Oh,
kind of cool. Almost all fours. If maybe they could start a minute early, maybe they could go at 4:44.
Wouldn't that be something?
And he's 4-4 with a 4.44. How about that? Kind of cool. San Francisco, Milwaukee. We'll get back into that a little bit later. Texas at Chicago, 5:10. Whatever. Jack Leiter versus Chris Flexen. That will get underway at 5:10 p.m. Pacific.
It's a big day for Max Mayer and Kyle Freeland because it's their day to pitch. Nobody else cares. It's Miami at Colorado, 5:40 start.
And New York was able to get. They had a big win over Arizona. I think they beat them. Was it 8-1? That was huge. New York Mets still winning. You got Luis Severino, their ace, going up against Eduardo Rodriguez. I'm not even trying. Eduardo Rodriguez. How about that? Is that better? That's better.
Eric. Eric.
I can't do it, man. Almost can do it. But you got the Mets versus the Diamondbacks. Should be a good game. Again, New York, man, they're on a roll right now. They're just, I think, what were they? We'll look at it in the standings here. I think they're like 8-2 in the last 10, something like that. It's incredible.
Another game tonight, Baltimore at LA. That is a 7:10 start. Corbin Burns takes on Walker Buehler. Last night, Baltimore, they surprised the Dodgers by a score of 3-2, and that game was in LA at Chavez Ravine. So at Dodger Stadium, Dodgers at home, they dropped the game by a run. Baltimore looks good. Dodgers, boy, I keep saying they're going to win the West, but they are holding on by 3 as we check the standings, Eric.
Exactly. And not to mention Corbin Burns is the ace. So that could be good news for Baltimore. They may be able to win that series against the Dodgers. Here we go. Wild card time. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Diamondbacks.
You to enjoy this part of the show, Eric.
Yeah.
Not fun anymore.
Diamondbacks. I was wrong. Here, we'll talk about it here in a minute. Diamondbacks sitting atop on the first wild card, San Diego Padres in the 2 spot. Atlanta Braves still holding on strong to the 3rd and final wild card. Just below them, you got the Mets, who are 3 games out.
Yeah, they're 8-2 in their last 10. Wow.
The Braves are actually 8-2.
They're 8-2. Sorry, 8-2. They're 8-2.
But they're 6-4.
Talk about it over and over. They keep doing it with an injured lineup. I don't know.
Yep. I don't know how they do it, man. Don't ask me, but they're
doing it. You call that a Cinderella team, Eric? Jesus.
Because they were pretty bad in the very beginning of the season. They remember there was talk about the Giants getting Alonso at the trade deadline. Remember, there was talk about that, but then the Mets turn it on, and now all of a sudden they're playing some really good baseball. So,
Eric, let me in on a little secret. There's always talk at the trade deadline.
Yeah, good point.
Always
good
talk.
Point. Good
what
point.
else? What else?
Again, the Giants are 5.5 out of that 3rd wild card. Chicago Cubs, again, they're tied with the Giants, 5.5 out. The Cardinals, they're slipping. They're 7 games out. So we'll go about as far as that, and that's it. But this is where it's going to be right here. Diamondbacks, Padres, Braves, Mets, Giants, Cubs.
Yeah, nobody's really gaining because look at that. You're trying to catch Atlanta for that final, and they're 8-2. So it's tough. When you go look at the Cubs, 7-3 in their last 10. and they can't pick up ground playing 7-3 baseball.
Because you're so far. That's the problem. The Giants, for the Giants to get into the third wild card, they're gonna have to play like outstanding baseball. And I just don't see
we're talking about Hall of Fame caliber ball, Eric.
Yes. I mean, it's something they haven't done this season, and I just don't see it.
Well, you can enjoy the game while I'm at the concert tonight. We got San Francisco up against the Brew Crew. I might have a few brews tonight myself. Kyle Harrison, 7-5, up against Freddie Peralta, 8-7. Where, Eric?
Miller Park.
All right, American Family Field. Don't let Eric drive. You'll never find the game. It'll be over before you get there. Harrison, Peralta, 67-66. Giants trying to hold on to 500 if that matters. Yeah. But we will see you tomorrow for another edition. Eric, you're going to fly solo. I'm going to be taking tonight off with my beautiful wife. The better half of this scenario, I'll spend time with her. You fly solo. Enjoy your show tonight, guys, with Eric. And I'll be back tomorrow morning bright and early at 7.
All right, guys, we will see you tonight.
Bye,
Glenn,
Mom.
have fun.
Thanks, buddy.
See ya.